Hi all, good morning. Arun Kumar. Arun, you are new to the batch? Arun Pradeep. Students, any question from the past session? Today we'll start our new session. It is around PostgreSQL. So we'll get started in a minute. But before that, I'm just trying to uninstall the Postgre installed on my machine. So allow me just finishing that uninstallation. Just a second, just allow me 1-2 minutes. This saying setup must restart your computer. Would you like to restart now? Students, allow me just 1 minute. I will just restart my system back and join back. Okay, just a minute. Hi students, back online. Sorry about the glitch. Only 6 subjoined today. Okay, we'll get started today. Today's objective is straightforward. We want to get started with the Postgre, and towards the end, maybe we'll spend some 10-20 more minutes to see if you have any more doubts about the SQL. And today I will be sending you the project description and objective. So essentially look forward a mail exercise. I'm still trying to complete that exercise altogether. Allow me um, allow me today, maybe by around 12 or 1 p.m. you should see the project description uploaded into the Slack. So look forward to that particular thing. Other than that, before getting started, any question from the current session? We have completed the entire SQL and stuff. If you do have any question, post back. If not, then what I would like you to do is I have actually uploaded one document into the Slack known as PostgreSQL installation, and you will see a document. I actually copy pasted the step from the web though. We might find it bit different. If it is, we'll update and then I will upload the previous version, the new latest version. Okay, so if you have access to the Slack, please download this document. If you do not have the access to the Slack right now, not to worry, we will do it together. So I just want to make sure that my Postgre is uninstalled from my local PC so that we can do that. Just allow me a moment. I just want to verify the Postgre is completely uninstalled from my PC. Program and features. Yeah. Postgre agent is there, PostgreSQL is there, PSQL ODBC is there. That is fine. ODBC agent can still lie there. I will get started now. Okay, fine. What we need to do, we have to go to the PostgreSQL. Let me see anything in the questions window. Nothing. I hope I'm audible, loud and clear. Arun, Pradeep, Manideep, Vijay Krishna, Sandhya, Uday. If so, then go to this particular link I'm pasting in the chat window and follow the step that we'll do together. Okay. Control C, copy, and then paste in the chat window. Pasted the link of the Postgre download link in the chat window. Please go there and click the link, and then we'll see what is happening. Okay. And we will try to go to the PostgreSQL. Are you able to see this particular PSQL here? I'm sharing my screen right now. Can you see this particular PSQL window here? I will just drag this particular screen down so that in case we have to take it, we'll do that. Okay. Now, in this particular screen, go here and choose Windows. Now the installer has changed. So I would say this image need to be replaced with a different one. Just allow me a moment. I'm doing a sniping of the screen. Just allow me a second. Like I said, I downloaded this particular thing from a utility. That is where the console are changed. What you should do, depending upon Windows or Mac, you choose what you want to install on. Okay, depending upon that particular version will be installed on your machine. And then I will update this document. Control S. Fine. So go. I am going to install Windows. So I will choose Windows and then go for the latest version. Okay. These are the versions available in SQL. Okay. What are the version? The last version that I had was 13 installed on my PC. What it is looking for, it is saying that if you are looking for the Windows platform, then PostgreSQL latest version is the 15. So you have to go for choosing Enterprise Edition. How do you know which version of operating system is your machine? Go right click on your this PC. If you are on a Windows machine, go click on this PC, go and right click on your C drive and say, no, right click on the this PC and say properties. Okay. And if the properties windows come up, then I want to show you something here. Are you able to see the properties window of my PC here? I'm saying the properties windows of my this PC. I right click on my this PC. If you are using a Windows machine, then you can see it is a 64-bit of operating system. This PC system type 64-bit operating system. Right click on this PC, see properties, and in the top about section you will be able to see 64-bit operating system. Depending upon your operating system, you choose which version of application you are going to install. If your operating system say 32-bit, choose a 32-bit downloadable, that is Windows 2008 version, which is way back. I think all the modern operating system are all 64-bit operating system, so you can blindly choose this 15 PostgreSQL 15 version for our installation. Okay, I will grab the screen grab of this one and then append into the, just a second. Okay, I will just update the document simultaneously. In that way, we'll complete the activity together. Just a second. One more second. Postgre installation, enter, control V. Second image I have embedded. What I need to now do, are you there with me? Are you seeing here? If you are there, then click on this download installer. Can you see this? It is saying platform support, what version is there. Can you have to select this download the installer icon. Okay, click on the download the installer. Once you go to the download the installer, you click on download the installer and then new snipe, download PostgreSQL. I would go for this diagram, embed in the image, control C, and then I will embed this image in the installer, control V. Okay, this is the modern installer, so which is fine. I will go for the Windows 64. This one, 15 is the new latest installation thing. I will choose PostgreSQL 15. Can you see that? I will go for the Windows or Mac, depending upon your machine you have to choose. Okay, if you are using a Mac, use a Mac. If you are using a Windows, go for a Windows, but go for the 15.0. Okay. Now I will go and click on this icon. Okay, Windows, because it is a Windows machine, so it will go to the corresponding EDB version. It has started the download. Okay, what you need to do, I will say click on my download is done. If you can see my screen right now, the download is done. So I will click on this particular exe file. Started prompting me, do you want this allow to make changes to your device? And you will see this kind of prompt coming to your screen. Okay, do you want to allow this app to change device? I will say yes. Okay, once I do say yes, we'll see what is happening. Now a prompt of PostgreSQL is coming up. I would see installation wizard like this. Okay, we'll close this page because it is not needed anymore. And then we'll take some screen grab so that any student will miss it, they can follow through. Okay, setup SQL, control C. I will say I will change this icon, delete this icon, I will paste this icon. Control S. I will hit next. Then it will say installation directory. I will go with the default installation path. If you do not have space in the C drive, choose a different path. Okay. Verify if you have 2 GB, 3 GB space in your C drive before installation. If you have 2 gigs of space, 2 gigabyte worth of space, do not change this default path. It will go from C program file PostgreSQL 15 because you are installing the past version of it. It will go to the default path. Okay. So choose this as your default path. I will highlight this. If you, okay, I will highlight this. Change if needed. I will write change if needed. Change. I'm just doing some update in the document. Now, so change if needed. Control C. Delete this. Control Z. Delete this image and embed this image instead. Control S. Done. Then I will do next. Hit next. Select all this stuff. PostgreSQL Server, pgadmin 4, Stack Builder, command line tools, everything install. Okay. If you are here with me, are you all with me right now? If you are there, highlight all these icons. Control C. All these components are needed. Like we are doing this. What do you say? The SSMS install and all this thing for connecting to the SQL server. The SSMS was a mandatory feature. For connecting to the PostgreSQL, pgadmin is a important feature. And when you install the SQL server, a SQL server database engine get installed. When you install a Postgres server, a PostgreSQL server get installed. Okay, Stack Builder and command line tools are some common components. Some exe utility get installed for smooth working of the PostgreSQL server. Okay, you are with me up to this point? I hope that if you are doing it together, so in that way we can complete it right away. Can I take a pause? Are you all with me right now? Are you doing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Are you all up to this point? Anybody confirm? I'm going slow. The reason being I'm updating the document also because the previous version of the document that I gave, it was the old dated document stack. So I will just, I'm changing the recent one. So it will be followed. Are you all up to this point? Students, anybody can anybody confirm please?
Yes, sir.
Are you all up to, okay, fine. Thank you. Okay. Now I will hit the next button. Then it will say the data directory, wherever the data file gets uploaded, right? So it will choose for the data directory. I will not choose anything because I do have C drive space. If you don't have, then go and change your data path. Okay. Procedure remains same. It'll ask for the data location. Go for changing the data path. Control S. And I am not going to change it. I will choose. Now this is the most important piece. This is the password. If you forget this, this is one of the utility. This is I always remember. Just allow me a pen. I will grab my pen. I also need to store the password. Just a second. Uh, so I installed my password last time, and then when I installed the Postgre and last time I forgot my password, and that is where I had to entirely reinstall the Postgre right now. So I will keep a note of what password I'm giving. This is one of the database server that will never allow you to reset the password unless and until you remember your password. That is the one of the bottleneck that I realized. So please remember whatever password you are configuring. Okay. So take a note of that particular password. that you are trying to configure right now, I would do that. I'm doing a hard copy note of the password that I want to configure first, so that I know that next time onward I would not need to uninstall it. Just a minute, okay? I'm just taking a note of this. Okay, let me take a snippet of it. New, this is a snippet of the utility. Control C, go to the Word document, update the password prompt. This is the image. I don't need to image update. Control S, and then I will do the hit next. Now it will ask you to install the pgadmin in a very specific port. Do remember this port number, please. Okay, take a note of this port number on your notebook or pen somewhere. 5432 is the default port that is coming out. 5432 or 5433. Typically, these are the port where pgadmin by default connect to. If your default port is 5433 or 5432 coming out, choose that. Don't change it. Okay. If it is because I have installed earlier, so it is 5433 is taken out. So it is by default choosing the port number for me as the 5432. But if it is coming for you as 5433, it is absolutely fine. Okay. So 5432, 5433, both are fine. Are you with me up to this point, students? Are we good? We are there on the 5432 port. Now there is an advanced summary. It is coming up. It is saying local. Local means what language? What language you want to choose? I will say that I will go with the default local. Default will be US local. Okay, US English. I will go with the default local. Default local will choose your own PC's geography setting, and then corresponding English, Latin, American, Japanese, whatever setting you have chosen. Depending upon that, it will choose the language setting for you. So I'm not going to go and change any local setting for the time being. I will choose the default one, and later on, if needed, we'll change it. We'll just do select this advanced option. I will go with the default local, and then I will say enter, Control V, choose that, and hit the next icon. And then it will say pre-installation summary. I will take a note of this pre-installation summary in the document, and control C this, and then I will embed this file onto the pre-check summary file. I will just go ahead, delete this image and embed the new image, and then I will hit the next icon. Okay, ready to install icon will come. I will take a snippet of that also, and then we will go ahead and wait for the installation to complete. Control C, and then ready to install icon, hit. Remove this icon and replace with this icon and hit next. Now we'll install. Now the installation in progress. So I will take a snippet of this also. New snippet of this icon. Control C. Okay. Let it complete. It takes some time to complete the data back, so which is fine. We'll wait for the installation to complete and then we'll get started.
Yes, sir. 5432 is default port number.
Yes, it is 5432 or 5433. Either of them are the default. In SQL pgadmin, in the PostgreSQL 15, the default is 5432.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Finally, SQL is installed, so we'll play around with that. Whether it is done for all of you now? Are you seeing the screen? Students, are you all here? Are you all with me? Are you seeing this particular installation screen complete? If so, there will be a stack builder option comes up. Stack builder may be used to download and install additional tool. So hit the finish icon and it will prompt the stack builder to come up. This is the stack builder icon. Stack builder is also an utility that actually download the enterprise version of some of the component for the Postgre to run. Okay, this is the utility that will come up. Control C, go to the stack builder, PostgreSQL, delete this previous icon, change it to this one, and then you will say,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry,
Stack Builder 15.
yeah, stack builder 15. Are you seeing this?
Once drop. Ah, yeah.
So choose PostgreSQL 15. What are you choosing from this icon? Choose this one. Okay. Select the PostgreSQL that you have installed for that version of the thing. You have to begin select the installation you are installing software for the list of stack builder. So you have to choose this one. Control C. I have chosen my stack builder for PG from the list I have chosen from. You have either you choose remote server or you have to choose the PostgreSQL on that is running on the 5432. Do not change any proxy server. We are not running it for the proxy. So hit next and it will say downloading all component. Okay. And add-ons EDB language pack. If you want language pack, I will not go for that. I will go for the PG bouncer definitely. Database drivers, correct. I want all these drivers to be ngp SQL is installed on my machine, but still I will choose If you are learning Java or something, use JDBC. I will choose the PSQL ODBC. Also, I will choose the PSQL ODBC. All the version I will be choosing. Because mine is a 64-bit machine, I will choose the PSQL ODBC version. Database server, I will see which is 15 is installed anyways, so I don't need to do anything. It is saying that I have installed this, and registration required and trial products. These are registration required trial product. I don't want to install any trial product. Special extension, I don't want to install that. Web development, in case you want to do some web content pack, then you can choose web development also. Apache web server precompiled and everything will be installed alongside. Okay, if you do that, then it will choose you some of the option. I don't have the privilege to expand it, but I hope that you have seen this database driver. I'm choosing n PGSQL 3.2.6. It is by default installed. You no need to choose it anymore. If you want to do JDBC programming or Java programming, choose this. ODBC driver will be by default installed. If it is not installed, please choose pSQL ODBC driver from the database driver segment. pSQL ODBC. Once you are done, choose nothing from the database server. You should see the PostgreSQL 64 is installed, predefined on your machine. Once it is there, then you just need to go and choose the web development component if you want to. Okay, if you are going for the web development, I would rather not do that because I'm not going to do any web development right now. Okay, and then I will hit next. It will say the selected packages for the installations are this, so I will take a snippet of it. In that way, you know what I'm trying to install. Control C, and then I will give the distribution pack. I will say that once I'm done, I will choose this image path, and then I will say a default path of my installation. I will hit the next icon, and then it is going to tell you the downloading is happening. And once it is done, you say all the installation files now have successfully downloaded. I will go and take a snippet of it. Stack Builder will say, yeah, you may allow installation to run on after completion. I would say you do it now because my intention is to complete the installation now. Okay, so I would go for that, and then I will say click next button to start the installation. I would hit the next icon, and then it is giving me a prompt of this, which I will, if I can take a snippet. Okay, I couldn't, which is fine. We'll wait for that to complete. It is saying you have to choose the language pack as English. So I will take a snippet of it. It is saying you choose a language pack as this. Control C. I will go back onto the screen, and then I will say Control V. This is a language pack, and then I will hit OK English, and then it will take up the setup PG bouncer. Okay, it will prompt you to set up PG bouncer. So I would keep it here somewhere so that taking screen grab will be easy. I would say PG bouncer is for if the Postgre is on a, if Postgre is hung, then I would be able to restart it. I will go for the default path. I would go for taking the new path of the default route. Control C. I hope that you are doing the same thing, same components alongside, so you will see the same feature stack being coming up. I will go for the default path. Please verify the PostgreSQL installation detail. I am saying host is, I will take something. I will say host, I will take some notes on my notebook. I will say host is saying localhost and then it is saying username is Postgre. Just take a note of it. Username is Postgres, Postgres. Take a note of it. Default port is 545432. I would provide a password as my PG admin password that I set during my installation. I have taken a note on it, so I will use it. I would go for it. Okay, fine. And then I will hit the next icon. Next button, not icon, sorry. And it is saying the listening port is 6432. I will again take a PG bouncer listening port. Listening port is 6432. Okay, take a note of it and hit next. And ready to, sorry, I should have gone and taken a screen grab of it. I should have gone a screen grab of the other window as well. Go for this back localhost, and I will take a screen grab of it as well. I didn't. New, this screen will come up. Control C, take it out. Here I will go enter, Control V, then I will do the next. Then it will prompt me for this grab. I will choose the bouncing port as 6432. I don't want to automatically SQL PostgreSQL fix it. So I will choose that SQL 6432, paste it, Control V, and then I will hit the next icon. And then it will say ready to install. I will take a screen grab again. Yeah. Control C. And then we'll go Control V, hit next, and it will do the unpacking. New, do the installation. And then it will say PG admin installation complete. The PG bouncer is also complete, so which is fine. One by one, it will start installing. Control C. I will take a note of it. Control C, and then I will go for enter. Control V. Control S. Finish. Done. And once it is done, let's see what next is coming up. Setting up PG JDBC. If you are doing the PG JDBC, then you will have to do the same thing. Installing, finish. If you have if any other icon, stack builder is there, and no other thing. Again, it is importing the pSQL installation completed. You are all through. We are all set up now. Are you seeing this particular stack builder installation completed wizard? If so, then your PostgreSQL is installation complete. Enter, Control V, Control S, and are you all with me now, students? Uday, yes, sir, done.
Yeah, done.
Simple
Need
to
done.
remember. Arun Kumar, yes. Everybody done? Installation completed? All? Finish. I will hit the finish icon, and then will be installation complete. I will just take a screen grab, update the document. Control C. Enter, Control V. Okay. The same icon, installation completed. I will delete this icon. Then I will hit the finish. Done. So to now, in order to start my PostgreSQL, what I will go and do, I will go to my search bar. I will look for pgadmin 4. Are you able to see some icon called as pgadmin 4? An elephant icon will come out in your Windows grid. Are you looking for pgadmin 4? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Click that icon pgadmin 4 and it will say waiting for pgadmin 4 to start. You will see a screen like this, pgadmin 4. And I will take a screen grab because it is for the first time. So it will try to connect to the PG Postgre backend. So let's see what it is doing here. Now I'm seeing one icon like this. Are you able to see? Are you able to see the screen, password screen? Are you able to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the password
Yes.
screen? Are you able to use the same password that you used for your installation? Okay. Use the same password that you use for your installation. Just a second. Use same password used during installation. Just a second, I'm updating the document. I will just update the document for the password as well. Where is the password? Where is the password prompt? Password prompt was here somewhere. Remember, REMEMB, remember this above password. It will be, if you forget this, you will not be able to connect to PostgreSQL. Okay, fine, Control S. So I will provide a password as the same that I chose during my installation. So I will say, okay, fine, and then hit OK. This requires unlock. Please enter your master password. This require unlock and say incorrect master password. I didn't set any master password yet. Why it is prompting me for that? Master password. Hit OK. Because I didn't have a master password. So incorrect, why it is saying reset master password. This will also remove established connection to the server. You may reconnect and you want to continue. Yes, I want to. Please set a master password for pgadmin. Pgadmin is the user ID. So I'm trying to. Are you getting the same reset master password icon? When you are providing the same password, is it saying that master password not there?
Yeah, same password is working. Fine.
For you, it is working.
Yeah, yes.
That's interesting. Let me do one more thing. Leave. I want to again start the pgadmin. pgadmin 4. I will go for the pgadmin 4. It is coming up. That means I must have typed it wrong. For all the previous password worked?
Yes.
Uday Kiran saying no, sir. Raparthi said it worked. Master password. Let me see. Yeah. I think I typed it wrong. That is where it was not working for me. So now I will go into the server, no dependency, PostgreSQL 15. Please enter the password for user Postgres, right? This is the default username. Do remember, student, the default username of SQL server in PostgreSQL server is Postgres. Can you see this particular highlighted word? POSTGRES. This is the default username. Okay. Take a note of the default username is Postgres, and the default password is the installation password that you have set. Okay. So use the same SQL password. Say for an example, I have used, okay, hit, I'm able to connect to the database server. Use your default password and you will be through to the database server. Are you able to connect to the DB server? Students, all of you are able to connect to the DB server now?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So your installation is done. Let me take some screen grab for the document update, and then I will give you the updated document that you should actually keep handy. I would say this is the dashboard. Control C, and then you should remove this one. Control V, PostgreSQL 15. Just a second, okay? I'm just verifying if any document update needed so that I can upload the latest document in the Slack, sorry, not stack. Sorry about that. I should have actually done it, but because I had a previous version of Postgre running, if you see this Postgre 13, it was running on my machine and I forgot the password, and that caused the bigger problem for me. That is where I had to entirely uninstall, and we can get started with the new version. So that is where we did all this thing. Then we can check the dashboard. I will take a screenshot of the dashboard now, and we would be through. Everybody is connected to the PGSQL admin, like we are connecting the SQL server using SSMS. The PG admin 4 is the client, and the backend engine is PostgreSQL. Okay. So you should be able to see this dashboard. Control V, and your document is up to date. Okay. Are you able to see the database wizard? Can you see this? By default, your default schema is known as the Postgres schema. Okay. By default, the login name and your schema name, the login name and your database name is same. So by default, your schema name is Postgres. Okay. By default database. But if you want to create new databases, how do you do that? How do you do a new database creation? Right. Go into the PG admin, right click on it, say create, and say database. And it will tell you what database you want to create. I will do the same database that I created in the SQL server. I will say study database. S capital, I will say study database. Choose Postgre. I will say this database I am creating for self-study purpose. Are you all with me? Are you doing the exercise that I'm doing right now? If you are able to do this, then that means your entire PG admin installation, PostgreSQL installation is all complete. Everybody are there with me up to this particular point? Student, are you able to see the study database here? Raparthi saying yes. Can I get a yes, no from all?
Yes, sir.
Are you all able to install? Arun Kumar, Kalyan, Sai Vijay said yes. Arun, can you, I want to get a nod that if you are not able to install the PG admin, that essentially mean you will not be able to practice Postgre. So please give me a confirmation that you are done. Arun saying it is done. Kalyan, can you give me an answer? Is it done or not?
It's done.
Okay, fine. So what I will do is, then we'll go with the today's topic.
Sir, how
Kalyan said,
to
yeah.
add the new script like file one, file two, like
Uh-huh.
how to add the new script?
We'll do that. Wait, I'm just trying to verify, Pradeep. We'll do that. One by one, we'll do. Okay. Like we did everything in SQL Server. Now you know how to do import, export, everything we did, right?
No, no,
Just
no.
hold on.
In window, new file, how to create new .sql file.
We'll create it together. I'm just trying to verify everybody is done with the installation, please. Just hold on. We'll do that. Okay. Uh, Pradeep, Manideep, you have confirmed that your installation is done. Sai Vijay, is it done? Sorry, Sai Vijay Krishna, is it done? Okay, thank you. Sandhya Podam, is it done? Sandhya, can I get an answer? Is it done? Sandhya, can I get a confirmation, please? Because whatever we'll study, it is not going to work if you have not done it. Uday Kiran, is it done? Okay, perfect. So we are all set with the installation. So one objective of the today's session of PG admin installation is all complete. Now we'll get started with the writing the command stack. Okay. So today we'll get started with DDL and DML. Let's see how the time permits and then we'll practice it. Okay. Do you remember here? Can you see the study database I'm connected to? Can you click on the dashboard icon here? There is an utility available. It can tell you how many databases are available, how many users are connected, how many queries, how many transactions happening. Can you see that? How many input coming into the database system, how many queries are blocked. These kind of transaction can be directly monitored in PostgreSQL. If you go to click to the database dashboard icon, you can see your dashboard of your real-time system, and it is clearly saying one user called as Postgre is connected to the database system right now on the bottom of my screen. If you can see my screen movement, you can see that. Okay. You can see the properties if you want to know the properties of your study database, because I am connected to the study database right now. If you have followed my step, database, right click, create new study, right? That is how you can create a database for your own purpose, or create database name, and then the database will be created for you. So by default, if you create a database, by default the database and its properties will be default set, and we will come and change the setting in the subsidiary classes. This is the icon where you can write your SQL queries. Can you see here? By default, the command that is by default issued for creating the database is create database name. Can you see that? You have highlighted study and you want to know what command was used to create the database. In SQL Server, what was the command used to create a database? Create database name. Here also the same command, create database name. Forget about this extra parameter. With owner encoding, these are not needed. These are all optional parameter. If you know it, you can do it. If you don't know, you can skip it. By default, automatic values will be assigned to it. PostgreSQL, UTF encoding format, English India format, right? Because I chose the default local, so it identify on my Windows operating system I'm choosing the India time zone. So by default it understood that if you are using India time zone, that essentially means you are using English India local, right? Local means local, or the collection setting represents the what kind of character value you want to store inside a string type of data type, or varchar or a char type of data type. Okay. That is what you would be choosing in the collation settings. If you don't want to do that, you will just issue a command called as create database name. You don't need to write all this thing. These are all default parameter. If you could remember, while creating the study database, I given a purpose, right? This database I am creating for self-study purpose. I wrote something there. It remember a new keyword called as comments on database. This is a nice feature in PostgreSQL versus SQL Server. In SQL Server, you have the creatable syntax, but you cannot take a purpose. You created so many tables, but if you want to know why did you create the table, that is not available in SQL Server to give a comment on the creation purpose. Why did you create it, right? But in PostgreSQL, you can actually, while creating the database, you can say, why did I create this particular database? And that will be saved in a column called as comment on the database segment. Okay. This is where you would write your SQL queries. Then there are some statistics available. Go to the statistics segment. We'll talk about the statistics later on. It is more of SQL indexing kind of attribute, and dependencies. If you want to build a dependency between study database to other databases and all, this dependency segment will come out. Okay. Now, can you see an icon here, Angular box just before the dashboard and icon, Angular and code tool, PSQL tool? Can you see that? The angle tool. If you see near to the dashboard, left exact icon next to the dashboard tool, if you hover your mouse over there, it says the PSQL tool. Click on it. Please configure PostgreSQL binary path in your dialog. Okay. And it will, please configure PostgreSQL binary path in the preference dialog. Why? It is prompting me. Okay, I have to configure it out. Let me do that. Let me use the query tool instead. I will go to the query tool. Query tool is the first icon. Can you see this first icon? Query tool. This is the query window where we are seeing a query window like the SQL Server Management Studio. In the SQL Server, we have that plus icon, right? You go to the SSMS and you click on the new query and the new query window comes up. Here in the PostgreSQL, you can see this query tool on the first icon that looks like a database icon, right? That is the query tool you can use to write your commands. Okay, I want to create a new database. How do I do that? Create database name. I want to create a table, create table name, right? So today's session is all about DDL and DML. Let's get started with that, and let's see what are the DDL and DML commands supported in the PostgreSQL. Before writing our command, I will just open up the slide deck. We'll talk about a few points, and then from there on we'll get started. Okay, and in the meantime, let me upload this latest document because I uploaded a version which was not right, so sorry about that. Slack. I will go to the Slack again. I don't know whether it will allow me to delete the old document or not. Let me try. So I uploaded this, but can I delete this? I don't think so. Can I? Delete file. Yes, I can. Yes, delete this file. Okay. Now I will upload a new file. Upload from computer. Then I will go to the PostgreSQL installation. Open and send. Okay. Just a second. I am fast uploading one by one. Okay, now I have uploaded the PostgreSQL administration installation part. If you have not done it, please follow the document. Every step is documented over there with the latest PostgreSQL 15 method. Now I will upload the presentation as well. Let's just me, or maybe I will do the upload towards the end of the session. Okay. First, let's verify every command working, and then we'll proceed further. So today's agenda is we'll try to cover the DDL and the DML if time permit. If not, definitely we are starting with the DML. And if not complete, we'll continue from there tomorrow. Let us understand what is the basic concept within the PostgreSQL and the SQL Server. Do you remember SQL Server? Who is the owner of the SQL Server? Microsoft Corporation is the SQL Server is the product of Microsoft Corporation. Okay. Essentially, the language used in Microsoft SQL Server is known as TSQL. We say it is SQL, but Microsoft says it is TSQL, T-SQL. Why it is known as TSQL? TSQL is just a synonym for Transact SQL, the language that we have studied by far in SQL Server. SQL Server using the Management Studio is known as the TSQL, Transact SQL. And if we are going to study the language that we are going to write in PostgreSQL DB is known as the PSQL database or PSQL command stack. Okay, in PostgreSQL, the same SQL, exact SQL command syntax, slight variations and here and there will be there, but the language is known as PSQL, PostgreSQL SQL. Okay, language used in SQL Server is TSQL, language used in PostgreSQL is PSQL. Okay, a few components about a few known points about the PostgreSQL is it is an open source database. That means nobody owns the PostgreSQL, it is a community. Okay, it is community developed product, and it is developed by one of the scientists in Computer Science Corporation known as Stonebrooker. He was the guy who was the person behind or the brain behind developing a community level database system, open source. That means nobody owns this particular tool. You can download. You, if you know programming, if you know Java, you can go and change the core of the PostgreSQL for your own benefit and contribute to the community back. So nobody owns PostgreSQL. It is the open source technology. Anybody can download. Anybody can customize for their own need. Okay. Stonebrooker is the person who developed it. Now, a few of the known feature about the PostgreSQL. Let us understand that it helps develop to build application, open source application. I would say help developers to build database centric application. Database centric application. It allows administrators to build fault tolerant environment by protecting their data integrity. That means it is a very good powerful SQL management application system. Typically, there are two free open source databases available in the market. One used to be MySQL. One used to be a free version of MySQL. MySQL used to be a very popular database erstwhile, 2-3 years back, before Oracle Corporation took it over. Oracle acquired MySQL as an component. So free version available, but all the powerful capabilities of the MySQL is available under the Oracle's license version. So now in the open source market, Postgre is the only database product available that is still open sourced. Okay, free version, open source version of the database product. If anybody want to build an application system, do data engineering, data study on a free version without paying a single rupee to any company, then PostgreSQL is the choice. Okay, that is why we are studying either SQL Server. If you have money in the company and you can go and pay hefty licensing fees for using SQL Server, then you can go for a license of SQL Server or Oracle. If you want to build application stack depending upon a free version, you are a very good startup, you don't have money, you want to still do exercise, go for a Postgre. Okay, compatible system. It supports lot of programming languages. It has lot of good locking mechanism. We'll talk about it. Support for multi-version concurrency control. These are the things that I copy pasted directly from the Postgre site. Okay, these are the feature that is available in PostgreSQL. What I would I would recommend is remember a few of the points during your interview. There may be some of the questions saying, tell me 4-5 valid points about the what are the few good points available in PostgreSQL. Talk about that, right? So what I would say, you remember a few of the points out of it. It is straightforward, you will know about it, but I have given a note for this so that you, whenever you are going for an interview, you should remember all these points. Okay, we'll discuss about all these points during one or the other session. Okay, so I will not talk a lot of point about one of them. We'll revisit towards the mid segment talking about all this picture stack, because you will anyways know about it. Like I said, it is a freely available system. It is very much fault tolerant. Typically, I have never seen Postgre crashing. Even if crashes, it has a lot of locking mechanism that actually locking and logging mechanism that it automatically recovers from the failure majority of the time. If not, it also gives you a lot of log that why did it fail, and if it has failed, how much data is lost, can you recover any of the lost. Lot of logging is there. So in that way, it is very a good fault tolerant system. It supports a lot of geographic data type. That means you can support geometry, geography, lot of new interesting data type within this PostgreSQL DB server. It is easy to learn and easy to use. Anyways, it is SQL, so all the SQL programming languages are easy to learn and easy to use. Okay, low maintenance of administration. The reason being free. You can hire, acquire a lot of resources, lot of free utility, and support huge number of data types. Uh, Here, I have actually given some link to the Wikipedia for what are the MAC addresses. It supports some of the interesting data type like network addressing. It supports. Okay, no other languages I have seen by far that support network address as one of the data type. Okay, it supports that. That means you can store IP address as the IP address. Geometric type it supports. Monetary type it supports. it supports ranges. It supports JSON as an object type also. It have a Hive store. H store is one of the key value pair that actually you can store the key value pair or a dictionary type of Python object within the H store type of data type. Okay. It also stores multidimensional array. We'll learn about the data type in day after tomorrow's class. Okay. It supports arrays and multidimensional. Sorry, it supports arrays and multidimensional arrays for different type of data storage. Okay. A few disadvantage. Do remember SQL Server was Microsoft Corporation product. Any errors, any issues, you can actually raise a bug against Microsoft site saying your product sucks, your product having some issues, these are the bugs I am finding, please provide me a fix. You go create a support case, you will find an answer within a month time, and it will be fixed at the product release feature. But because Postgre is not owned by any company, here if you find any issues, it will be very difficult to fix it unless and until a community of developer who was working very much alongside the development of the PostgreSQL. Unless and until the PostgreSQL community feels like it is an important bug to fix, your fix will not be addressed. If your community doesn't feel that this particular issue will be addressed, this needs addressing very quickly, a new feature will not be also implemented. That is where I felt PostgreSQL, whatever feature is available, you can leverage it to the core, but any new changes or any new bug fixes takes a lot of time to come to the reality. Okay, so we'll come and discuss about this feature in one or the other session. That is where we'll come back and revisit, did you understand this feature or not? That is where I'm not talking about it, because there is no meaning to talk about. Anyways, we'll cover it out. Okay, today we'll start with the DDL stack first. What are the DDL command available in SQL Server? As per the ANSI say there are ANSI propose that there should be 5 DDL command. What are those 5 DDL command? Create, alter, drop, rename, truncate. Right? Do you remember there is no rename command available in PostgreSQL? There was a rename alternative available in SQL Server known as sp underscore rename. Was that correct? Sp underscore rename and old object name to the new object name. Is that correct? In PostgreSQL, there is no command known as rename command. You have only 4 DDL command: create, alter, drop, and truncate. We have seen these 4 command in the SQL Server. It exactly behaves the same in the PostgreSQL as well. Okay. I want to, what is the syntax of the how to create a table? Create table, table name, column name, data type, size. The open bracket, close bracket. One thing to remember, in PostgreSQL, semicolon is a kind of mandatory thing. You have to use a semicolon. In SQL Server, semicolon was a kind of optional. You use it, you don't use it, it never cares. In PostgreSQL, semicolon is very important to be used. So let us use the create table syntax. Say for an example, I want to create a table. Control A. Let me see. Did I not choose Corpel? Yeah. Control S. Okay. Just a second. Control A. Corpel. Okay. Fine. Let's do the create table syntax. Let's go for a create table. Syntax is absolutely same like we have done in the SQL Server. Go to the pgadmin4, go hit this particular icon, that is a database icon on the top. Can you see this database icon? It is known as the query tool. Okay, in the query tool you can write your command and it will execute the command for you. Can you see that I copy pasted? So one point to remember here, it actually copies the dot also. That is the bigger part of concern in pgadmin. So what I need to do now is I have to copy paste this and then remove that particular thing. Can you see? This red dot means it is an enter keyword. So you have to actually use the enter keyword, or else what it does is it is, remember, it is an enter keyword. That red icon is a potential threat. Okay, so I will copy this command rather and keep it in the control C. I will update that in the Postgre notes. V. And then I will do this. Control A, no bullets. Okay, fine. And then I will use select star from student. Okay, Control C, go back, and like I said, here, can you see? We have seen this varchar data type in SQL Server. Varchar is a string type of data. Over here also the same type of data. In SQL Server, we have seen integer type of data. Here also integer type of data. So I can see the student ID, the student name. I'm trying to create a table called a student ID, student name, student age, then student address, then student phone number. Okay, I want to create that. So how do I do that? So in Postgre, you can say create table name, bracket start, bracket end, column name, data type, size, column name, data type, size, column name. Some data type doesn't need a size. You'll just provide the data type. Some data type need a size like varchar 15, varchar 50 or something, right? So you provide a data type and a size and then it works. So create table. And how do you run this code? Can you see this triangle icon? We have seen the same triangle icon over there. In SQL Server also the F5 key used to execute it. Here also you can either hit the F5 key or the triangle icon. Either works. Okay. If you above F5 key, you hit it, highlight the code, hit it, or use the highlight code and execute. Query of the create table executed successfully. It said query returned successfully 178 millisecond. I want to see the data. How do I do that? Same control shift U works. Select star from student, highlight and execute. Can you see there your table get created and there is no rows of data available within the table. How do I see the data within my study database? I will go to the study database. I will do a refresh. Okay. Can you go into your schemas here? In SQL Server, you used to see the tables under. Let me open up the SQL Server so that we can compare and remember. SSMS. I'm doing the comparison so that it will be easy to remember things. Let this SSMS starts up. Just a second. Okay, I will try to recover all these files because I didn't close it. So it is trying to prompt me to restore the file. SQL Server. Okay, that is fine. I don't want to connect using this user. Rather, I will choose Windows authentication. Connect to the SQL. Some connecting to the database engine. We have seen this wizard. It is SQL Server Management Studio, right? Majority of the component and tool are same, near about here and there changes. Okay. So I'll close this window because I don't want to save it. This is not needed. This may be needed. Maybe I will verify why it is created. I will create a new query. Here I am doing new query. In pgadmin, I will do what? I will go and hit this particular icon and it will open up a query tool. When it opens up the query tool, it will say PostgreSQL query number. You can save this particular query also. Here the new query is saying PSQL query number 15 or PSQL query something, correct? You want to save it, hit the Control S. Here, if you save it, it will actually hit the Control S and you can actually extract the particular save key. Can you save this as a file? Here, save file. Once you save this particular file, you can save this particular file as a query file also. Okay. So in that way, you can actually do this all these icons and all these test studies. Okay. Now let us see what to do. Now what I would do is we have created a table. We have tried doing select star from student and execute the icon. I'm saying that executed. In SQL Server, how do I execute? Over here also the triangle button or F5 key. Can you see that? Executing a particular thing. We always did execute it or hit the function F5 key, right? Automatically it will be executed. Here you will see the databases, and within the database you have to go to the database and open tables directly. Here you will go open the study database, go to the tables, and you will be able to see it. But do remember, only difference that you will see in PostgreSQL, the tables will be available under schemas. Okay, let it load first. Just a second. It is taking some time to expand the tables, but you have seen it, so I will go back to here. Here, where can you find the tables? You will go to the schemas here, go to the public, and then, sorry, why it is not, or maybe it is going to the catalogs now. Refresh study database, refresh. Oh yeah, here. Can you go here under the schemas? Can you see? I'm just doing it. It is SQL, the pSQL 2015 also I'm using for the first time. So they have introduced some significant difference here. I could see that. So can you see here, if you expand the schemas, can you see the tables here? Your student table is created under that. So that is what the only difference you will find. You see your all the object in the left side in in the SQL Server, all your objects in the left side in the SQL Server, Object Explorer, and all the tables directly in SQL Server. By default, under the study, you will see tables, you will see views, but the function, stored procedure, and everything under the programmability. Is that what we have seen? But if you go to the PostgreSQL, you will see everything under the schemas node. Okay, you go under the schemas, go to the study, your database name, go to the schemas, and under the schema, you will see everything. Your stored procedure will be there, your functions will be there, your tables will be there, your views will be there, your triggers will be there, everything will be there under the schema. Okay, so that is the only significant difference that I see. So if you want to see, you have created a table called a student. Okay, now how to create, the syntax has no variance. SQL Server versus the PostgreSQL, straightforward. Now I want to do another thing. I have seen that alter table. How do I change the structure of the alter command? Alter table, table name, add column, column name, data type, size. We have seen that. Alter table, table name, drop column, column name. We have seen that. Alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type, size. We have seen that. All the three pattern is there, right? Here also the same syntax is supported. Let's say for an example, I will say you add a few new column or add certain column as a primary key. If I want to do that, how do I do that? I will go into here. I will say Control V, alter table, table name. Do remember, this is the only problem, that if you copy from a different file, it will remember the enter key. Okay, the red icon will come as the enter keys. Okay, so I have to remove that out one more time. Okay, what I'm saying, alter table student, you have created a student, but I want to make the student as a primary key. How do I do that? Alter table, table name, add primary key student ID. I want to make that as a primary key. How do I do that? And then hit that and hit the angle button. Query completed successfully. Query returned successfully 188 millisecond. I could add a primary key on the student ID by doing that. I want to add the student name column and make sure that it does not allow any null value. Okay, we have known 5-6 constant in SQL Server, right? One is the not null constant, default constant, check constant, primary key constant, unique constant. What are the things? all the 6 constant we have spoken about, right? Here also the same type of constant, primary key constant. You want to create a primary key, either while creating you can say primary key id, or you can say alter table student name, add primary key on this particular column. Alter table name, add primary key on the particular column. Alter table student, alter column. Over there also the alter column keyword was there. Alter table name, alter column name, data type size. Alter table name, alter column name, set not null. I want to set up a not null constant on this. I would highlight that and execute. Clear? So I will just paste this command in the chart window so that you can practice. Control C in the chart window, please take it and do a round of practice, please. Chart window, Control V, send. Okay, clear? So I will save this file and send it anyways, but then these are the thing. One thing to remember, always semicolon. Semicolon is a must. Okay. If you don't, then what will happen? Execute. It will still work. Only thing is, if you send a batch script, it will throw error. Semicolon is not supported and it will throw error, start showing error. That every statement from each other should be separated from each other by a semicolon. In SQL Server, what do we write? Go statement to separate one command from the other command. Is that correct? If you do not separate them each other, it will become as a script. So in PostgreSQL, semicolon is the line separating operator. Clear? Now, alter table syntax is the exactly same that we have studied. Now, if you want to say alter table name, alter column name, you want to drop whatever you have created, you want to drop that particular thing out. What do you do? Alter table name, alter column name, drop the constant that you created. How do you do that? Go take the command again. Alter table name. Let's see if I hit the enter key. I am seeing this red icon. Red means enter keys, right? If I select this particular thing, I have created a set not null. I want to say that drop the not null constant in the student name column. Can I highlight that and see execute here? Can you see? It is saying there is some syntax error coming up. Can you see that thing? So be attentive about this red icon. If you see this red icon, these are nothing but the enter keys, right? When you copy paste things or the queries from different screen or different PPTs or stuff, do remember to verify if this red icon is coming. That is a killer. Syntactically it is correct, but PostgreSQL doesn't understand that. So what you need to do, always remove this enter keys from your queries. Okay, clear about this particular point? Are you all clear? Any questions by first student? I didn't see the questions window. Are you all through? Students, is it clear? Are you able to get the concept? Okay, fine. Alter table name. I want to alter the column and see wherever in in SQL Server also we have seen this behavior. Wherever there is a error, the red icon will come up. Red underline thing is coming up. It is saying there is some error. I see alter table name. Alter column. I don't see the column keyword because column is merged with student. So column and student. So whenever there is an error, it will actually highlight it out. Alter table student, alter column name, and run. Alter table happened, right? I set a not null, I drop the not null. The same way you can do that. Alter table name, alter column name. Then over there you had a set not null, a drop not null. You want to change your structure, you can do that, right? Let us see. I want to add a new column, right? How do I do that? Same thing. Alter table name. Where is the script? Yeah. I want to add a column. How do I do that? Alter table student, add email and varchar 50. I want to do this. Execute. SQL Server also does that. Alter table name, add. We no need to write column. Typically, we have to say alter table name, add column name, data type size. Right here also the add doesn't need a column, but MySQL needed a column as a keyword. Okay. Here alter table name, add email and varchar. So I could highlight and execute. because already it is added. I will go to the student database, go to the columns and see whether the column is listed. Email is listed now as in column. Clear? How to add a column? Okay. Now let us go back and verify again. Here is the interesting piece. Okay. We don't have a rename command in PostgreSQL. In SQL Server, as per ANSI, as per the ANSI SQL recommendation, the rename command should be rename old object name to new object name. That is what the theory that ANSI proposed in SQL 92. It said rename old object name to new object name. But neither SQL Server has a rename command nor a PostgreSQL has a rename command. What it does, you have an alternative of the rename command as this. Okay, Control C, go to the PG admin, and then you paste it over here. You will say alter table student rename column email to email ID. Can you see that? What you are saying? Alter table name. I want to rename the email column to email ID column. Okay. I'm saying alter table name, rename column email to email ID. Highlight that and execute. Done. Let us verify. Go to the columns and then right click and refresh. Email ID. Is it working? Alter table name, rename column. In SQL Server, there is no rename command. What we used to do, sp underscore rename. Is that correct? Sp underscore rename and the corresponding syntax. I want to rename a particular table or a column. How do I do that? Sp underscore rename old object name to new object name. This is the syntax we typically used. We would say dbo customers to or I would say DBA. I will not remove this. I would say customer to customer 4. Say for an example, there is an object available known as customer 2. I want to change it to customer 4, right? I would use this particular method to change it because it is available in the study database. Done. Your customer 2 object will be changed to customer 4 here. it will done. Anyways, it is done. So it will take some time. Let it open up. But if you go here, you have to do what? Alter table name, rename rename column email to email ID. You want to rename the database, you will say alter table name, rename to the new table name. You will see, say for an example, you want to drop a column. You will say alter table name, drop column name. That is the same syntax in SQL Server as well. With the admin, go and do the same thing. Alter table name, drop column name. Drop column name. Okay, we have added a column as email ID. We have added a column email. Then we have changed the column name from email to email ID, and then now I'm trying to drop the column called as email ID. Okay, execute. Done. We are able to drop it. Let's right click on it, say refresh. Column email is gone. 5 columns left. Clear? Now I want to do one more thing. I want to rename the entire table to a different table name. I want to rename the table now. I not only want to rename the column, I want to rename the table student to student info. If I want to do that, how do I do that? Alter table name, rename to. Here I'm not renaming the table, sorry, column. Had I rename the column, I will say rename column name to new thing. Because I am renaming the table to student info, so I will say alter table student rename to student info. That means I want to change the student info table student to student info table. This is how I want to do it. Done. So student table should be renamed to student info. I will go to one level up. I will say refresh. I will go to the tables here. Now my student table is changed as student info. Clear? This is how you can actually change the table names also. Okay. Clear up to this point? How to rename a table, how to add a column, how to drop a column, how to rename the column, how to rename the table. Clear up to this point, students? Any questions by far?
Yeah, clear.
Tell me, what is the question?
How to show the databases write command? How to write the show databases command in Postgres?
Okay, we can do that. Right question. We'll see all the databases. So if you are, there are multiple options actually, Pradeep. In PostgreSQL, typically there are pgadmin command, there are psql command. There is a command available. If you are connected to the psql console, then you can say show database directly. Okay, or you can go to the pgadmin and say pgadmin/l. /l will actually, I will show you that particular command that you can actually leverage to show the database from the pgadmin console. But if you are connected here, let me write the command here. Select star from pg database. There is a, like we have information schema dot, in SQL Server there was a object known as sys databases, right? You want to know how many databases in SQL Server, so you will say select star from sys dot databases. Sys dot databases, how many databases are there in SQL Server? This is the command you will use. Correct? All the databases will be listed: master, model, MSDB, and study database. This is the command you will use in SQL Server. Similarly, there is something called as pg database in PostgreSQL. Okay, where is the chart? This is SQL Server, and in PostgreSQL there is something called as pg database. So I will say select star from pg underscore, sorry, it is a small case, pg underscore database semicolon. Let's see, execute. Can you see all the PostgreSQL related databases by default loaded? Can you see in SQL Server the default databases are MasterDB, MSDB, ModelDB, TempDB. In PostgreSQL the default database is Postgres. Postgres is one of the thing. Other are template 0 and template 1. We'll talk about them. What are these template databases in subsequent class? But we have created a custom database known as study that is also listed. Okay. So this is the command to see programmatically how many databases are available in the pgadmin. Clear, Pradeep? Was that the
Yeah, clear.
question or something else?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, fine. So let me what I was talking about. Actually, I was talking about the alter table. So till alter table we are done. Now we have the opportunity to learn about the next command set. We have seen create, now we have seen alter, now we will do the truncate. For doing the truncate, we know what is the truncate command. Truncate command deletes the structure, but sorry, deletes all the data but keeps the structure handy. Is that understanding correct? To see the data, can I insert a few rows into the table? Insert into what is my table name now? It is student info table. So I will say insert into, I can change the table name back to student also. Why not? Alter table, I will say rename the student info table to student. Okay, done. Alter table student info and student. What I will do, how do I insert data into any table? Insert into table name, bracket list, column name. Structure never change. As per SQL, whatever is recommended, same syntax works here. Insert into table name, Control C, student ID, student name, Control V, student name, student age, student age, student address, student phone number, and values. And then I will say values. What are the values I want to insert? Student ID 1. And then I want to say student name is Pradeep. And then I will say student age is 24. Then I will say student address is Hyderabad. Then I will say student phone number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Okay, that is what the student address is, and all the PostgreSQL statement must end with a semicolon. So I will highlight both the line and execute. Insert into student, there is an error. What error it is there? It is saying insert into, does my student table does not exist? Go to the tables, refresh, go to the tables. Oh yeah, I didn't execute the statement, that's why the error is. Execute. So I have to refresh the tables just to see the student table is back online. Go to the table, student table, now it is there. So I will say insert into student name and execute. One row inserted. So I want to see what data is available. I have the same select query, select star from student. Execute. I can see one row of data inserted. Let me insert the same data set 4-5 times. It will throw error or no? It will throw error because I have created a primary key on my table. I have set the primary key as student ID, and primary key rule is you cannot insert duplicate value into the table. That is what a primary key does. I'm trying to insert the same data set, so it is throwing error. What I would do, I will try to insert a few more rows into the table. Control V, Control V, Control V. I would say student ID 2. I would say, let me see, attendees. I would say Manideep 23, number is 191, and then I will see 3. I will say Sandhya, Sandhya, 22, and then I will say 2. Then I will say Arun, and then 4, and then 3. Okay, I'll try to insert all these 3 records into the system. Okay, let's see what are the rows. Select star, execute. I can see all the 4 rows of data getting inserted. Let us use the truncate command to verify. How do I write a truncate command? Truncate table, table name. Is that correct? Truncate table, table name. Truncate table student. What does the truncate table do? It wipes out all the data but keeps the structure intact. It is also the same here. Truncate table, data truncated. If the data is truncated, if you do a select star, nothing is there, right? All the data rows is vanished, but the structure is still intact. Student ID, student name, student age, student address, and student phone number, all there. Clear about the truncate command? Nothing to understand. We have already did this so many times. Truncate command deletes all the data rows, keep the structure intact. Okay. Now we'll go back and do the drop command here. What is the, how do you drop the command? Drop database name or drop table name. Both the command work. If you want to drop a database, you will say drop object type object name. Right here, if you want to drop the table, you will say drop table name. How do you do that? Drop table name. I want to drop a table called as drop table student. I will say drop table student. Straightforward. Execute. Table dropped. So if you go to the tables, no table will be there. Clear up to this point, student? No table called as student is there. If you want to recreate, again we'll do the exercise one more time so that we will verify what tables are there. How to create a table? Create table, table name, column name, data type, structure. Create a table. You want to see the data? How do I do that? Select star from table structure. You want to alter a particular table and add a few column, you can do that. How do you do that? Alter table, table name, add column, column name, data type, size. Alter table, table name, add email, data type, size. You want to drop that particular column that you have added, you will say alter table, table name, drop column, email ID. Done. Error, sorry. So you have to actually, I have used in between command. You want to change the column name, you have to first change the column name, and then I have used the drop column to drop the column name. You want to insert few rows of data into the table, insert into command box as this. You want to see the data from the table, the select star from the student works as this. You want to truncate the data from the table, truncate table, table name. You want to drop the table, drop table, table name. Clear? All the five, what is the difference between the DDL command in SQL Server to the DDL command in PostgreSQL? In SQL Server, the rename command is utilized in sp_rename procedure, right? In PGSQL, PostgreSQL, what is used in as a rename command? You have two variant of rename command. What you would say, alter table, table name, alter table, table name, rename column, column name to new column name, or alter table, table name, rename to new table name. If you want to rename a table, you will say alter table, table name, rename to new table name. Alter function, function name, rename to new function name. Alter procedure, procedure name, rename to new procedure name. That is how you will alter a name of an object to a different name. Clear up to this point, students? Hello, any questions by far? Students, any questions by far?
Yeah, no, Raghav.
Perfect. So let us go and create a new table known as teacher info. Let's do this. Control C. Let us do this. We'll create a new table called as teacher info, say for an example. Okay. We'll say create table teachers info. Teacher ID is integer. Teacher name is varchar 255. Address is 255. City is the varchar. Postal code is integer. Country is varchar and salary is integer. Okay. Say for an example, we'll create a table known as teachers info, and we'll see whether we could create a table called as teachers info now. Now let us go ahead and refresh. I could see the table name as teachers info. One thing to remember, can you see I used capital T and capital I? Did you see the table get created with all lowercase? Can you see that? All the column name, even if you use a uppercase character, uppercase, lowercase combination, all the column is getting converted into a lowercase. That is the default behavior of PG admin. Okay. If you want to script a particular table, how do I do a script generation? In T-SQL, we can do that. You go to the SQL Server, right click, tasks, generate new query, script table as create to, and the script will be generated. Script table as create to and new query window. The table script will be generated here, correct? How do I generate the script in PG admin? Go to the create and table, right? Let's see. No. You will go to the scripts and create script. Can you see that? Right click on the table. One more time I'm showing. Right click on the table, go to the scripts and create script. It will open up another script window. Can you see that? Automatically the script is created, and by default it will be created in lowercase. That is what the default behavior of a PostgreSQL. Okay, I will go to the previous window. Here I created a particular table. Now what I will do is I want to add a particular column, date of birth, say for an example. I would be doing alter table, table name, add a particular column called as date of birth. Okay. Now what I want to do is insert a few rows of data into the table. How do I do that? We'll do the what DML commands are supported? Insert, update, delete. Those are the three DML commands supported in PostgreSQL. Okay. There is no merge command in PostgreSQL. So we have only three options: insert, update, delete. Okay. So now how do I do the insert, update, delete? I would say insert into table name. We have seen this particular pattern. So let me copy paste and we'll do that. We have seen this particular pattern: insert into table name, column list, and values of the column. We have seen the first form. We have seen also this particular pattern in SQL Server where you no need to provide the column list and provide the value. Automatically each value will be mapped back to the column name. We have seen this particular pattern as well, the 7 forms. We can do the same insert command format here. We'll do first format. I want to insert a particular row data into the table. Inserted successfully. I want to insert without the column name. Perfectly work as is. The same method work that we have studied in the SQL Server. No difference, absolutely no difference. Control C. Select star from. Table name and semicolon. Execute. 2 rows of data we tried inserting, and all the data rows are there available within the table. Okay. How do you write an update query in SQL Server? Update table name, set column name equals to value. Here also the same update command. How do you do that? Update table name, set column name equal to value where a particular condition is true. We have seen this update command syntax in SQL Server. Update table name, set column name equals to value. You want to update multiple column name, then you put a comma and then say other column name equal to new value. Okay, I want to update where the teacher ID is 1. You update that teacher's name from Saurav to Alfred and the city from Seoul to Frankfurt. That is what I want to do that. Okay, let us highlight and execute. Okay, let's do the select star. Okay, can you see the employee ID 1 is changed to Alfred and the city is changed to Frankfurt? One interesting observation you have to see. See, the teacher ID is either integer number. Is that understanding correct? We created the teacher ID as an integer number. I am trying to update the teacher ID as 01. And it is encapsulated within a single quote. That means I am passing it as a string. By default in PostgreSQL, all the string can be evaluated as a integer number, provided it is having numeric value within that. So even if you write 01, and when teacher ID is getting compared with a string value, teacher ID is a number, comparing value is string, what it will do, it will try to translate 01 string to the numeric 1. Okay, any value when the 01 is translated back to a number, any number with a prior 0 will be eliminated. All the 0 is 1, 0 is also 1, right? So 01 is translated to 1 and teacher ID 1 gets updated. That is how this is one of the unique feature in PostgreSQL, where if you pass a string value, it will be evaluated as a number, and it will be translated to a proper number, and then it works that way. Okay. If you want to delete the data from a table, how do you delete the data from table? Delete from and where condition, correct? You will do the same thing. Delete from teacher info where the name is, say for an example, Binod. I don't have a Binod record, but I want to delete the Alfred record. So I will say where the name is Alfred. Perfect. Can you see we are able to delete the record Alfred now? Run it. Any questions by far? Student, any question by far? Everybody understood the concept? Attendees, questions? Clear. Sai Vijaya, yes, clear, sir, as of now. Okay. Let us see the merge command.
Merge
In
is
merge
working.
command, merge also works. Merge is supported in PG admin 12 version onward. Do you remember before? uh, Now we are on the PGSQL 15. This is the version, the latest version of the Postgre. If there is a question on what is the latest version of SQL Server, SQL Server 2022, you have tried, correct? That is the version you have tried. The new PG admin, if somebody say which version of PostgreSQL you have worked on the version 15. PostgreSQL version is 15. Okay. In PostgreSQL version 12 onwards, the merge command has been introduced. It works the exactly the similar way as of the SQL Server. What do we say? Merge into new target table name using a source table name, right? You can either use the value clause or you can use the table name, right? On a particular matching condition, when not matched you do something, when matched you do something. The exact same syntax. Merge into new target table using source table on target table name or column name equals to source table name column name. When not match, insert. When match, update. That is how the syntax works in the merge command syntax also. Exactly same structure, exactly same syntax. Okay. We'll see this particular example. I will create 2 or 3 table and I will show you a merge command tomorrow, because we are already hitting 9, so I have to call it a day. So today we could cover as a topic all the DDL command and all the DML command. I will just show you one liner example on the DML command stack. Go ahead with the question, Uday. You have any question? So line 58. What is so line 58? Oh, you are saying so line 58. Insert command. The 01 value are you looking at? When you store 01, it also gets stored as number 1, if you remember. That is what I was trying to say. Even if you try to insert a string value, it will automatically get converted into numeric value. I'm missing line not seen. I'm missing line not seen. That means what? Oh, you are not able to see the values. I will anyway send the script right now. Just wait for a minute. I'm uploading it. You can use the entire script for your entire practice. Okay. And I will comment it out. Comment also works the similar way. Comment out. Same comment statement that works in SQL Server. Same comment statement works in here also. Okay. Highlight the script. I'm uploading the script right now so that you can use it. Or if you want to practice it right away, let me give you both the command. Control C, copy. I did not give you the table structure also right now. So from the create table till the update and delete. Copy and paste in the chart window. Control V, send. I pasted in the chart window. Please use it from the create till the insert. So today what we could cover is we installed the PostgreAdmin, we could cover the DDL, and we could cover the DML statement commands. All the exact command that we have studied in SQL Server works as is. There is no variance other than the rename command. That is the only variance that I could figure out, that the way you do the rename is different in PostgreSQL. That is what I said, that as per SQL ANSI's recommendation, American National Standard Institute recommendation, every database product, if you are selling a database product, you have to abide by a rule. That essentially mean if you have studied a SQL Server, that you mean you have studied majority of the database. There will be here and there changes, like we have seen this particular change here. We have seen the change that in case you want to actually rename the column, the rename column syntax is this one. Clear? Any
Yeah,
other
Raghav.
questions before closing the session?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is the
go ahead.
holiday
Tomorrow?
tomorrow? Is any class or
Tomorrow is
holiday?
not on holiday. That is what I got in confirmation. It is not on holiday. So we will continue for 1 hour.
Yeah.
It will not be a 2-hour session. It will be a 1 hour session at least. 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. And we will try to cover our, let me talk about what. It will be again light session, because if you see, you are joining, but then it is a light session. And let me see what is the content for tomorrow. In that way, I will let you know. 300. Just a second. Tomorrow we are going to cover where is that? have covered SQL session. Session content. Just a second. I'm just trying to pull out the session content. Tomorrow we'll be seeing PostgreSQL. Tomorrow we'll see the DQL, data query language. We'll actually start with the select query. We'll go through the joins and subquery further. So tomorrow we'll start with the basic SQL syntaxes, subqueries, and correlated subquery I will try to cover, and some of the common functions available in PostgreSQL that we'll try to cover. Okay, so tomorrow is important, definitely SQL function and the what do you say, the um, subquery and correlated subquery. Tomorrow we'll cover that. And join, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Tomorrow we are going to cover DQL select queries, and then we'll talk about the joins tomorrow, not correlated subquery. Subquery and subquery will be covered on the Tuesday session. Okay. Kalyan is saying something, question. I'm missing line not seen. That is, I have already answered. Okay, fine. Any other question, or can we call it a day? I'm uploading this particular script and the PPT so that you can leverage both of them. Okay. Thank you, student. Thank you very much. Look at the Slack for the document and content, and also I will upload the project document. Go through the document. I will spend 5-10 minutes explaining the project tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Happy Diwali also ahead, but tomorrow there will be a session, so please join in.